Calling occupants from interplanetary craft. Calling occupants from interplanetary most extraordinary craft. You've been observing our Earth, and we'd like to make contact with you. And Mama Bear will stop forgetting to which freaking microphone to turn off. Good morning, everybody. Way to save the mic booth, don't you think? Yeah, it really hurt. No joke. But it did kind of remind me of Aliens, that sound that you hear in movies. And we had a whole big conversation about aliens and off-world stuff yesterday. So how the HE double hockey sticks is everybody this morning? Whoop! How you is out there in the world, in the wilds of the wherever you live? What's up, y'all? What's up? Hey, with a chat, who was it that said that? I don't know what you win, but you win something. The chat finally switched in this morning, and the first thing I read was "I agree with Mama Bear." I'm like, wow, it's gonna be a great day, yay! Oh, I know, your dog just went nuts. I went nuts too. That stuff lights me up from the flow up. Good morning, y'all. Okay, so, Pearl, do you mean you're not really hearing or seeing anything alien? Or do you mean you just can't see or hear, period? I don't know. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, there is some serious energy cooking up in here this morning. And so, we're gonna jump right in. I've got a couple of announcements to make. And then we're just going to jump right into the readings because it is like people gone wild this week. I have gotten more text messages and phone calls. Frantic people are just crazy nonsense. But first, let me get started. Very, very good morning to Teapot. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. Sylvia, I'm sorry you're tired, but I have to tell you a lot of light workers are just like, I'm so tired. And if you have an autoimmune, everybody I know that has any kind of autoimmune is laid out. So, in any event, hold on, y'all. Amy says that she is running a little bit late. Let me text her back and let her know she's not fired. She gets so crazy. And so there you have it. And I really thank you all very much for showing up. I hope you'll share the video if these readings resonate with you. And I don't know, somebody wrote Buenos Dias. And oh, you got your arc. Yay, Molly Montgomery. I'm sorry it was late, y'all. So look, here's the bottom line. I'm just running perpetually behind. That's just it. I really hope to be caught up. I hope. See, I'm not even choosing because at this point I'm just so buried. I really do hope to be caught up within the next month or so. So in any event, thank you to Teapot for all you do. I really appreciate you and I appreciate all of you. So let me, I don't think I've ever said so much in my life. I'll remember whatever it was I wanted to announce. Wonky blood here. Wonky blood. Oh, ooh, yeah, that's never good. So in any event, yeah, you've got autoimmune. Hashimoto's. Man, I've got a really good friend that's got Hashimoto's and dude, the consternation it causes her. So here, let me just say this. Well, good morning, Celine. What's my true life purpose and job? Girl, you got to buy a psychic medium tarot flipper breakfast first. You can't just bum rush my channel and type all in caps. You may not know this. I don't know where you're from, Celine, but when you type all in caps, that's the same as yelling at people on the internet. You may not know that. So here's what we're going to do today. My baby daddy going gargoyle? I don't know what that means, but that makes me laugh. I've never heard going gargoyle, but I'm going to use it because the visual of a gargoyle just jumping off the top turret of a tower of a castle or something and going after somebody really, truly makes me laugh. So here's what I want to tell y'all. Oh, I remember the announcement. Okay, so I've had a bunch of people telling me, they're like, you know, I have people that I consult just like you two. Okay, good. You always type in caps, no yelling. That's good to know. But honey, let me tell you something. Other people on their channels, they will slap block you because they'll expect you to know. So word to the wise, Miss, gosh, I hope I'm saying your name right. Celine. Anyway, I've had a whole bunch of people lately that are other YouTubers with really big followings. And there's, to me, there's a fine line between blabbing your life all over the place and then kind of sharing a bit about yourself for many, many purposes. And I'm triple Scorpio, y'all. I'm not a big sharer. I'm just not. I mean, my sister is the person that knows me best and knows most about me all in this world. And there's stuff that hey Keith, morning y'all. There's stuff that I'll tell her a year later and she's like, you didn't tell me that. And I'm like, no, I didn't tell you that. I don't tell you everything. She's like, well, you have to tell me everything. But here's the thing. Okay, so here's the bottom line. I'm just going to be straight out with it because last night I was told, I was doing my nightly meditation. I had this crazy, crazy dream about an actual bear, me and a real bear. It's the second time in my life, only the second time, I was with a physical bear somewhere in the astral. Not a dream bear, not a fictitious bear, not a figment of my imagination bear, a bear. I even woke up with my hands, not like my arms and my chest, not sweaty, but full of some kind of like a liquid, almost like it wasn't really mucusy. It wasn't, but I don't know. It wasn't sweat. Let me just say that. So I know this, and this is the first time this has ever happened. I know that I carried over something into this physical realm from a dream. Now, let me go on record as saying, I don't do plant medicine of any kind, right? Because a lot of times when people have dreams like this, they're doing plant medicine or they drink or they take some kind of, medication or just plain out drugs or whatever. I joke a lot about drinking. I joke a lot about partying. I'm about the most boring person on this dang planet. In my youth, that was a different story. In this portion of my youth, I don't do that. So in any event, it was nutso. Well, I woke up this morning to like 15 texts from friends that were like, did you have weird dreams last night? And I was like, here we go. It'll be the trickle down theory of all day long. And look, here you guys are, look, I'm with you. I had crazy dreams last night. Bear kisses. Oh, I love it. I know, primordial Lilith, Kali Ma, whoop. So here's what dreams, Dawn, come on now. So here's the story. So this morning I was in the shower, la 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 la, doing my chakra cleanse, la 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 la. No. And I got this message and I said, no, I will not. And the spirit animal said, I really wish you would. And I said, nope. And they said, come on, Bernadette. And they gave me a whole bunch of reasons. So I'm just going to be straight up honest with you guys. Okay. So most of you probably already know I got no joke autoimmune, right? And I hate claiming that because I hate claiming it. Like there's a different way to get around this psychologically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all the lees, right? I just haven't figured it out yet, but I'm working on it. So here's what's the story. I have lupus, I have Sjogren's syndrome, rheumatoid arthritis. See, I'm already shaking and I can't even believe I'm telling you guys this, but I was told to tell you, and then the follow-up to that. So here's the story. Oh my God, AJ Groove on Twitch. You came here to ask you about my dream, actually. Crazy, and we're talking about dreams. Honey, let me tell you something. Everybody's having all these crazy dreams. Now, AJ Groove, you are finding me in Twitch. And what you can't see is the giant chat that is on, that's pulling in my YouTube and my Facebook. So there's a lot of people on there, and I will get to everybody for a reading today in turn. I am going to stop yapping here in just a minute. And so there you have it. So, and I have what's called an undefined muscle myopathy that they were afraid for a long time it was MS, but it's not MS. At least at this point, it's not. So, so I've been on prednisone for the better part of 2.5 years, which I hate. I hate being on any kind of thing at all. And that's caused a whole host of other drama, up to and including in April of this year, when I went for an eye exam. Lo and behold, there sat cataracts. And I thought, I'm too young for that. What's going on? And my eye doctor said, well, you've been on prednisone a long time for your autoimmune, right? Yeah. He said, well, at least you're cotton woolly spots are gone. So that's solved. I'm like, okay. And for those of you that don't know, if you have an autoimmune, I would really, oh my God, no wonder I was supposed to tell you all this. Hey, is anybody out there having troubles with their vision, with their eyes? If you have autoimmune, Carrie, you sent me a bear TikTok yesterday? Oh, I love it. Where'd you send it to? Celine, I'm not arguing with you. Listen, I'm not judging you. What I'm telling you, as a 20-year veteran of the internet, it is a standard on the internet. So I totally get that for you. I don't know why you would be yelling. I don't know you. I've never seen you before. I'm trying to give you a piece of helpful information so that you don't get booted out of somebody else's channel. That's it. There we have it. Hello, blessings. EGB91, blessings to you. So here's the story. If any of you guys out there that are having trouble with your eyes, I really want to encourage you. Yes, thank you, Kara. It's internet manners and it does matter. It's like when people send emails. They may not be up on the etiquette, but that doesn't mean that they're uneducated or this or that. It's not about judging. It's about trying to help. So here's the story. If any of you guys out there that have autoimmune are having problems with your vision, I really want to encourage you to get your eye doctor to check you for, they'll have to dilate your eyes, which sucks. But it's a thing called cotton wool spots, and they're little spots, they're little hazy spots that look like like a cotton ball. And they're not a good sign. So mine are gone now, which is good. But anyway, so bottom line is I kept having trouble with my vision, I went to the eye doctor last week, and guess who gets to have cataract surgery? This girl. Right now, because the cataracts have gotten so bad, because I've had to be on prednisone or I'll go down for the count, that it has jacked with my cataracts, which is a standard, not a standard, but some people do have that problem where they get cataracts because of long-term prednisone use. And then anyway, but to see it accelerate in this amount of time is no joke. So I have decided that I'm fitting to, I'm going radical because I'm not having it. I just had this book come in, The Walls Protocol, and of all the protocols, of all the people blabbing about how they solve their autoimmune stuff, this person, this doctor has her journey chronicled. You should see pictures of her in a wheelchair, because she couldn't get up, and they were like, you might have 6 months to live, and she's a physician, and that was it, man. You should see her now. And it is no joke. So I'm going to read through this book, and then She Who Does Not Cook bought The Walls Protocol, Cooking for Life. It's pretty simplistic, thank goodness, because I don't cook. But you know what? That's it. I got to do something, because I got a ton of work to do and a ton of animals to save, and that's just that. So why I was told to tell you guys that is this. Do I want to eat like that? Nope. Do I want to walk my walk and talk my talk, walk the talk that I talk about? You can heal anything with your life, or you're this or you're that. Okay, EGB91. I'm not a medical professional of any kind. You were born with glaucoma. I am sorry to know that. I know that's crazy. So EG91, you can't see the chat. I haven't started readings yet. I'm doing healings today. And you can ask a question if it has to do with healing. But there's a whole nother chat going on that you can't see that's pulling in my my YouTube channel and one of my Facebook channels. And so there you go. Okay, eye problems galore and autoimmune. Okay, so here's the story. So hey, Linda Friedman. So I really want to encourage you guys, all of y'all, to especially if you're an empath, right? And everyone is. Scientifically, we've talked about that. Everybody's sensitive. Everybody's a psychic. Every living thing's a psychic. But I would really encourage you to make sure you're looking at your vision. I would really encourage you to really pay attention to any kind of thing physical. Hey, Frank Palmer, that's going on. And where I'm going with all of this is, again, do I want to go to this kind of diet that's in this thing? No. Like Garfield the cat says, diet is die with a T. But do I want to live? And do I want to continue the work that I'm doing, or do I not? And it's really, really just that simple. And most things are in life. We just may not want to look at the boiled down reality of things, right? So for instance, I don't remember who it was last week on the channel. Yes, red eye issues in my left eye and suggestions on that. I do, Celine. Again, I am not a medical professional and I'm not giving medical advice. I suggest you go see an eye doctor, because here's the thing. Homegirl found out she had had Sjogren's syndrome probably since she was a kid. And all of my eye doctors chalked it up to I didn't drink enough water and didn't hydrate. And I'm like, I drink a gallon of water a day. Don't tell me I don't hydrate enough. But dry eyes, especially red dry eyes, can be a very, very big indicator of Sjogren's syndrome. So, and it's one of the least tested things, least tested autoimmunes out there. So yes, I would really suggest that you get anything tested, because there's something going on with everyone's eyes these days. It's not mine, and it's not because I'm paying attention to mine. It's just the sheer volume of people that can't see. And that means, like, I mean, it's a metaphysical channel, right? Oh, and I got to leave at 10, y'all. I'm sorry, because I got a doctor's appointment. We all know that that's a metaphysical thing. What can you see? Do you have the eyes to see? Do you have the ears to listen? But this is the thing. This is the thing. So they can't solve it. You need to find a new eye doctor, Selin. There's my advice. Girl, there's a solution for everything out there. It's just a matter of finding the doctor that will go the distance. Oh, Sjogren's, S-J-O-G-R, hold on, let me put it in the chat. Sjogren's, S-J-O, and it's, the signs of it really are literally dry eyes and dry mouth. And to some people, it's not even considered an autoimmune disease. It's considered a syndrome, because they don't really know what it is. There it is. Okay. There you have it, Sjogren's. Okay, sounds very exotic. So all of that said, yeah, some people say it could be related to chemtrails, spraying with chemicals. Absolutely, I totally believe that. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. Don't get me started on all that. We'll be here for a week. But that said, okay, so all of that being said, coffee. I think you can have coffee on the walls protocol, thank God. Okay, so here's the story. I'm going to place my trust in the spirit animals, because in the absence of them, I would already be dead. If you haven't seen the story, go find on my channel the story of how a black stallion, spirit animal, literally saved my life. Literally. Not figuratively, not I made it up, not I turned it into a fanciful story. I'm telling you, there were people there to witness it, and they're still talking about it. They're still talking about it, okay? And these are people that were not believers that are now believers, and these were people that are believers, but it was still unbelievable, because it was unbelievable. So if I trust the spirit animals to save my own life, I have to trust that they're telling me the facts, the real deal when I say this. Again, I'm going to start taking questions right away. Hey, Selene, you said holistic doctor. You know what? I've just been turned on to a thing called functional medicine, where these are physicians, these are MDs or nurse practitioners, and they also treat the mind, body, spirit with herbs and tinctures and whatever it is they do. And I'm going to go to one in Jacksonville not week, but the following week. And apparently they are quite the thing, because to get certified by the Board of Functional Medicine is no joke. So instead of looking for a holistic doctor, oh, that's the other thing I want to share with everybody. Thank you, Selene, for bringing that up. Instead of looking for a holistic doctor, maybe it could be helpful, again, maybe it could be helpful to find a functional medicine physician. Okay, all that being said. So today, like every other day, please do not ask me yes or no questions. I will not answer them. They are not helpful to you in any way. It's not because I'm being mean. I'm not being a big nasty bear. They're not helpful. If you find a psychic or a tarot reader or whatever that just gives you yes or no, that's their process. I don't do it that way, because you could hear no on something, but don't you want to know why it's a no? Or don't you want to know that the energy is no now, but when you look at the card or you listen to the other messages coming in, but it could be yes if yak, yak, yak. Or if you hear yes, do you, okay, that's awesome. Maybe you and so will get together. Will that be good for you? Don't know. That could be a big fat no. So we get really stuck in what we want to know right now, or what we think we want to know. And somebody last week asked how to forget the past. And I was like, you don't want to forget. Not only do you not want to forget the past, but it is psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, and physically impossible to forget the past. It's lodged in there somewhere in your brain. Oh, there are drugs that can make you do this, and there are therapies that can make you do this and do that. But at the end of the day, all you're doing is healing your reaction to it or your perception of it. You're not getting rid of it. You're not forgetting it. Again, you can't do that. It's not possible. Once we are eternal, everything that's imprinted on us is eternal. That's why there's cellular memory. That's why there's DNA, everything, because it's handed down from generation to generation to generation. Yes, Sheila, I am very sorry to say Keith did pass this past week, and I'm very sorry to say that. However, I will also say that the times that you all sent all the energy from the lives, no joke, I mean it, no joke. His wife was there to watch him rally every time, every single time. And she couldn't get in the room with him. She couldn't say anything to him. She couldn't give him anything. She couldn't encourage him. It was 100% organic. And I thank you all for everything that you did, but it just, yeah. So all that being said, and so all that being said, Keith has already visited me for his wife Susan, in the sweetest, and I mean literally, I can't tell, I mean, it's not my story to tell, but in literally the sweetest, kindest, funniest way. He is just fine. He's just fine. Would he rather be here? It's his soul chose to go, so that's, you know, that's never fun and it's never good, but Dawn. Ooh, ee, ooh, ting, tang, walla, walla, proto, bing, bang, coke. That's very funny. What would that be? Bing, bang, ting, ting, tang, walla, walla protocol, la, 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 bing, bang. I got to figure out how to work that into a thing. Oh, God, that's great. So, yeah, if you guys will hold some sacred space for Sue, she's, as you might imagine, in some big shock. It was a literal 2-month fight, and that was it. And what got him in the end was not what you would have expected. It was unbelievable, truly unbelievable. But because, let me move on with this. Okay, so let me jump right into the readings because I got to leave at 10. But here's the story. Please don't ask me yes or no questions. I will not answer them. Today, I don't expect you guys to sell yourselves out, like don't, you know, air all your business on, you know, on a chat. But the thing about it is if there was ever a time in the history of your life, not in the history of the planet, but of your life, that it is time to get to the nitty gritty, to the real, just get to the real. It is right now. Not because I'm going through what I'm going through or I'm doing what I'm doing or whatever. It's not about me. It's about that I have signed up to be a messenger. I have signed up to be a vocal, almost like a newscaster. Hey, y'all, this is what's going on in the world. You're not alone. There's a flow of this energy. There are a bunch of us that are, you know, involved in this flow. And right now, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but you've got to open your eyes. I just don't know any other way to say it. You've got to open your eyes. And that's going to take some effort, and it's going to take courage, and it's going to take you being really honest with yourself. Do you choose this, or are you going to choose this? That's it. It's a choice. And choices suck. Sometimes they just suck. Because I want ice cream every day of my life. Every day. Sugar does the worst. Sugar is conceivably the worst thing you can do to yourself when you have any kind of autoimmune. The worst. Then we move on to gluten and white flour, and let's not go down that list. But here are the, okay, great. Thank you. Krista Cook. What animal would serve my best interest in working past my triggers with anger and letting things roll off easier to stop this loop himself? Krista Cook, you could be a professional question answerer. I'm going to answer that question. Wonderful. And then, yes, I'm going to answer that question. I'm going to tell you right now because I'm going to grab my deck. Maybe. How is this possible? Who starts readings without her own deck sitting by her? Hold, please. Good Lord. What am I doing? Bernadette. Dummy. I'm back. Doe. Okay, here we go. Krista, that is a great question. Serve your best interest in working past your triggers with anger and letting go. Okay, so another thing I gotta, okay, well that one just fell out. Krista, honey, I'm not laughing at you, but, and I'm going to start shuffling the cards on camera. Somebody wrote me and was like, you pre-picked these cards. No, nobody's that accurate. It's not me that's accurate. I'm a ventriloquist dummy. I just show up and say what they tell me to say. I have the easiest job in the world. I keep trying to tell people that, nobody believes me. Oh, Krista. So, possibly, other than the shark, this is the angriest card in the deck. Okay, now, having said that, let me say this. Take a good look at that Tyrannosaurus Rex face. There is something more ancient than you realize about your, about the anger. And yes, will it go back to childhood? Yes, and I only say that because every head doctor I know is like, it all starts in childhood. I don't agree with that, but I'm not a head doctor. But when I take a look at this card, now this is in the Moms and Babies pack of the Ark. And when I take a look at that baby looking up, I see that baby looking up at its future self. And anytime that we're dealing with an ancient animal, I know that we're being called on for ancient wisdom. And to the best of my knowledge, I mean, we weren't there, so I don't know that we know. That T-Rex looks kind of scary, but if you look at it a different way, it really is a smile. So, okay, Krista, here's what's coming to me now, right? Okay. Krista, do you have a challenge stepping into the seat of your personal power? I feel like, yes, there is a cue, AJ Groove. I am trying to get to the questions in order. So the sooner you ask your question, the better. And it has to do about healing. You've got to choose something that you want insight on about healing. Not for anyone else, but for yourself. Okay. And then I'm going to get to Elisa because she said a back and hip issue. Okay. And then, all right, so Krista, I feel like, let me just say, I feel like you're really challenged when it comes to stepping into the seat of your own power. And for maybe a long time, you haven't felt powerful. Like you couldn't realize your full potential, or you were never going to be able to be as successful. I just keep hearing successful as you would like to be. So I would really work on that. And I truly would work on with dinosaur energy, because let's face it, they were so big, they were the most powerful things other than the weather. You know, they were the most powerful things on the planet at that time, just in terms of sheer physical strength because of their size. And maybe that's part of it. And so, I feel like there's something, there's something around that. There's something very much around, yeah, you just not feeling powerful, but that's come in from a lot of different lifetimes. So I would work with them. I would work with them and see what happens there. Okay, so that being said, Okay. Okay, for those of you that are joining me on Twitch, I really appreciate you. I do. I do. What you cannot see if you're on my Twitch feed is the feed that's coming in from my YouTube and my Facebook. And there are many, many people that have joined before you and are asking questions. And I will get to each person in turn as I can. So, that said, I hope that's helpful, Krista. Okay. Selin, this is the last thing I'm going to answer for you. I've got to move on to other people, but you did ask about an animal, and I'm just always triggered by that. If you're a traveler and you will not be able to give that animal the attention and the love it needs, I would really encourage you to find it a home, a good home that will be a forever home that can give it the love and the attention that it needs. Okay. And I'm telling you now, if you don't, no good is going to come of that. When let me just say this to you guys. I've watched this 1,000 jillion times over the years. When people don't do what's just in an absolute place of compassion and love for an animal, it comes back to bite them every time. And every time I say, yay, and I go on about my merry business. Now, I'm not a big retribution person or punishment person, that kind of thing. I have my own thoughts about that. But we know what's right to do, and we would never do, well, most of us would never do that to a human child. Why would we do that to a non-human child? That has never made sense to me, ever. If an animal crosses your path, there's a reason for it. Make no mistake. Make no mistake, because that animal could be guided anywhere, but it chose you. It chose you. So that's all I have to say about that. Okay, Elisa, dealing with back and hip issues, overwhelmed by emotions, traumas. I've had a hard time letting go of safety. Now another earthquake, which has stalled a big release and blocked my neck. Any insight? So so I do not do medical intuition or medical mediumship or medical psychic work. It's not that I can't, but it is too potentially litigious for me. I don't do it. So I am not diagnosing you, but I will pull a card to give you a card and an animal that can help you with that, because that's about 10 questions all in one question. Here's what I would tell you. Stop telling yourself you're overwhelmed. That's just plain old mama bear advice. Stop claiming it. Stop telling yourself you're overwhelmed. You don't have to be. There's no reason you have to be overwhelmed. You can stop that at any moment by going, you know what? I'm just going to do this in my own time. Period. End of story. So, that said, let me ask the specific question for you. Another earthquakes. Stalled a big release. Okay, so for those of you that are new to my channel, here's what you have to know. I'm going to tell it like it is, reader. I'm never going to be ugly to you. I'm never going to tell you anything scary, but I'm going to tell you straight up, because that's how the animals tell me, because animals are straight up. And you might not like what there is to say, because it is not going to be delivered with lots of blessings and healings and purple glurpy and, love and blah. I love that stuff like the next psychic does. But sometimes we just got to cut to the chase. That's it, because nothing gets solved until you cut to the chase. Elisa, this is a very interesting animal to come for you today. It's the moose. Now, if you take a look at the words on this, right, it's kind of, all right, you can't see it. It's probably, so it's discernment, boldness, and commanding attention. Now, I gotta tell you, I wonder if potentially, there is a part of you that has learned that you get attention being in trauma. People pay attention to you when you're in trauma. Now, or maybe you tend to pay more attention to yourself when you're in trauma. I'm not being ugly. I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying I wonder if there's a part of that. The good news is by working with moose energy, because it is about boldness. And anytime you've got an animal that's got antlers or a horn, you're looking at an animal that has, metaphorically, an antenna, which gives them a more high frequency connection with the divine. Now, having said that, I personally believe whales and dolphins are the divine and connected in a way that we will maybe never understand. That's a whole long other story. But I would tell you that you don't have, I keep hearing you don't have to be afraid of your psychic insights. They're real. Because there's something mental that I keep feeling like you haven't voiced this, but I feel like you are almost a little bit concerned that you're having a little bit of mental stuff because you get so many messages, but you don't get so many messages. You do get so many, you do get the messages, you're not imagining it, and you're not like having a psychotic episode or anything, not because of those messages. So I hope that's really helpful. It is, please look up everything you can about moose, because there's something about their power that will absolutely hold you in good stead. Okay, flower from Europe. Huh. Flower from Europe. Little C, big C, you are not a hot mess express. Stop saying that. Ooh, that's cool. Cheesy nachos. You can write on my channel 9,000 times. My name is not Barbara, it is Bernadette. You crack me up, but I am going in order. So you can write on my channel 9,000 times, but I'm a fair person and I am going in order. But thank you, I like my glasses too. You can get them on Etsy. Okay. Little C, big C. 3 of Cups. That's it. You are not a hot mess express. What can really be helpful to you, because 3 of Cups is the celebration card. There's always a reason that someone will celebrate. There is always a reason someone can celebrate. Now, this is a family, obviously, and that's cool. There might be drama in your family right now, in your core family, but that doesn't mean that you don't have family and you can't be surrounded by family and you can't celebrate with them, because nothing in life is ever so bad. There's not a reason to be grateful for something and celebrate something. So I would really encourage you that the thing that can help you stop thinking and claiming that you're on the hot mess express is to just go celebrate. You know, it's kind of weird. You know what? This is actually going to be as easy as you might even watch some films, like some documentaries about penguins, or you might even, I just keep seeing the Happy Feet movies, and just anything childlike that's going to make you laugh. Because you just, I'm trying to hear, let me just tell you what Penguin's telling me. They're doing this, and when an animal does this in my psychic mind, I know they're listening for something they haven't heard in a long time. That's it. You haven't laughed in so long. This card is the simplest card I think I'll pull in the next year. You have to laugh. Period. That's it. That'll be the celebration you need. There you have it. Okay. So that, cheesy nachos. You are a silly sausage. You're making me laugh though. All right. So listen, you guys that are on my Twitch channel, I welcome you. It's cool. It's kind of groovy to be my age and be like, you know, being seen on Twitch. It's kind of fun. Which I know everybody y'all's age are like, you do whatever, right? And I'm fixing to get on TikTok too. That's going to be a blast, TikTok. But y'all can't see the big giant chat that's going on because I don't know why it doesn't feed into my Twitch chat, but people are pulling in from YouTube and also from my Facebook, and there's like this giant queue ahead of you guys. So I am getting to people as I can, but I give real readings. So it might take a little time and I might not get to everybody. Okay. I choose to be happy, but my thoughts get the best of me. That's a dichotomy. That's not possible. Because your choices come from your mind and your emotions. I'm always thinking and taking care of others. I leave myself depleted of energy. So Mindy, that's a statement. That's not a question. You know I love you, Mindy, but here's what I'm trying to do. If you guys listen, somebody called me the other day. People just feel so empowered to call me and tell me how to run my business. It really cracks me up. I don't know why they do, or they text me. That's my other favorite. Text my line to tell me what to do. My favorite. Or they hit me up on Facebook. I am not being cantankerous. I am not being a y'all know that word. I'm not being hard to get along with. I'm a teacher at my core. If I continue to enable you, if I continue to not give a little bit of coaching here or there for different ways you can go, different ways you can see things, I feel like I'm doing you a disservice and I'm not doing my job. Other readers just flip cards or they just do psychic work or whatever, and they let you go on about your merry business. That's not what real healers do. That's not what real teachers do. And that's my opinion. Opinions are not facts, but this is my channel. Those are my opinions. There you have it. So Mindy, you made a statement. When you make a statement and don't ask a question, that tells me you're not ready yet, or you haven't thought through the process yet to go, okay, well, I'm experiencing this. How do I not experience this? What do I need to heal? What do I need to heal? Because today is healing day, right? Okay, let me move on. Good morning. Hello, Sammy. Okay, also not a question. You saw a white squirrel? Sammy, dude, you should go to my website, whatismyspiritanimal.com, and look up the symbolism and meaning of white animals. You saw a white squirrel? That's cool. So yes, you're right. That's not a question. I feel the spirit animals are bringing me a message I'm not quite getting. That's not a question. Mary, thank you. Mary Margaret Spooner. What animal will best assist me in overcoming my addiction? Okay, I don't know what you're addicted to. I don't have to know. Here we go. So you guys know I don't just pull cards just to make up stuff. And by the way, it's not me that's accurate. It's the animals. It is the natural world. That's why it's called the natural world and natural law. Because it's natural. Okay. So okay, so this is really interesting. So the beaver in my deck is the Seven of Cups. And if you look at the card, the Seven of Cups, it's the symbolism where the guy, all these cups are in front and got all these choices of things. And they don't really know which way to go. But when you invert that card, the way that it has always come to me is it's kind of like the spilling out of all your dreams and wishes to materialize on earth, but it's going to take some grit and some determination. Now, beavers are some of the most fascinating animals on the planet because they are the ultimate architects. I would imagine that most people think, I don't have any data for this, but I imagine that most people think, I don't know, Mindy, if I can see all your posts, I'm going through the chat one little step at a time so I don't miss people, or I'm trying not to miss people. But they don't just randomly shove sticks and branches here, there, and everywhere. They they will find the tree, the twig, the branch that they know is going to best fit in that space. And then they gnaw it to fit, like they make their own Lincoln logs, right? Their own like Legos. It's crazy. So something is going on with whatever this addiction is, Mary Margaret, where you've got to turn the card around. You've got to turn the animal around. And, oh, Mary Margaret. Okay, this is the story. Here's what Beaver just told me. When a beaver builds a dam, when they go after food, when they do anything, they have a purpose in mind, and it's survival. At the core of it, it's survival. But they're super family, community-oriented animals. So within their natural workings, the decisions that they make are going to have to do with what their ultimate purpose is, which is making sure that the family is safe, the family is protected, this. And I'm wondering, Mary Margaret, if maybe you didn't feel so protected at some point in your life, or you didn't feel like that someone or people, maybe not just one person, but people did not have your best interest at heart, and you felt really alone, and like you had the weight of the world on your shoulders. And so I would encourage you to read everything you can about beavers. I just keep seeing them building the dams. It's building the dams. And so I no, I have never tried psychedelics. It's not for me. That's an answer to your question, Dapu Nut One. Yeah, no, it's not for me. That said, yeah, there's something about that, Mary Margaret. I just feel like you feel like at some point you were just floating around out there in the world all by yourself. And that would be a horrifying feeling. That would be very scary. And I think that could do it. Okay. Boy, you Twitch people make me laugh. It's a really good damn thing that I did comedy for so many years, and I don't take offense when someone calls me Barney, Barry, all that, or, whatever, especially when your screen name is Willy Boobies. How serious do you think somebody's going to take you? But you make me laugh. So in any event, yes, I do have an opinion on Yetis. They're real. Everything is real because it's a thought form. So there you have it. So I actually have a cat named Barney Willy Boobies, just so you know. Not that you care, but you love penguins. Thank God I could please you, Willy Boobies. It's my life's mission to do that. Okay, moving on. Okay, wait. Restless, where were you? Snap. Oh, hold on, Restless. Oh my gosh. Restless, I saw something from you about there we go. I have tons of childhood trauma. What can I do to help myself heal and move past a lot of my gut reactions? So, Restless, I am taking a second to make sure that I am in super psychic mode, because I know your story, at least some of your story, and I want to be sure that I'm not giving you advice or opinion. Okay. So here's the story. That's what you can do to move past it. The World card. we can be so far down in the dumps. We can be so traumatized. We can be so damaged. We can be so broken. No, we can't. No, we can't. Nothing on this earth can break your spirit or your soul. It cannot. You're stronger than that. Everyone is stronger than that. They've just got to find their way to it. They've got to find their way to just be who you are naturally, and you're divine. The only way those things can happen is if we accept them. Now, that said, it can be super easy. And by the way, if you guys are hearing this noise, I just got a text about the noise behind me. It's not me, it's my fat dog Hops, and she's snoring because she's in dreamland right now, chasing rabbits or whatever she's doing. So, there she goes. There are physical things to contend with when we have trauma. It rewires the neural pathways in your brain. It makes you see things differently. It makes you feel things differently. And trauma does seat in the body. It is a real physical thing of this 3D earth. But that's just your body. You are not of this earth. You're not. You're everywhere. You're everything. God, I'm going to get so emotional. This is why I don't do healing on a regular basis, y'all, because I'm a mama bear, man. I want to fix everything for everybody. That said, at our core, because we are an eternal soul, there is a part of us, our higher self, that is observing the earthly us at all times. So we're always outside of ourselves, observing our choices, our whatever, on this planet at this time. At the end of the day, everything is our choice. Now, that's going to trigger some of you that have been in abusive relationships, parental abusive relationships, spouses, partners. Maybe you're self-abusing, that kind of thing. Again, it's a choice. When you're a child and you have an abusive parent, there's not a lot you can do about that. But if you're here now on my channel, that tells me you're in a particular, you're on a path. Wherever you are on that path, you're on a spiritual awakening journey. And there's such a thing, I believe, again, beliefs are not facts. I cannot prove this to you, but I have done over 65,000 readings at this point. And I have a large set of data that's been put in front of me, and I've cataloged it. I believe that before we come into this life, we make choices about whatever we want to experience for whatever reason, and we do. And so I often ask people, when you have been hurt by someone, and you're hurt, and you're wondering why, and you're this and you're that, what if you could be presented with proof that in another life you were horrible to them and destroyed their life? Would you feel any differently about what they've done to you in this life? The answer I've gotten every time has been, do you think I did? No, I'm not saying that. I'm asking the question, what if you could be presented with that evidence? Well, then I would feel like I deserved it. I would feel like it was payback. So I'm not suggesting that payback or retribution or karma or anything like that is the right thing. What I'm suggesting is there are many, many, many reasons that we may or may not ever know of why each person experiences what they do. But that if you can come to see it in a way of, well, there must be a reason for it, perhaps this, perhaps that, it might be easier to look at it objectively, make your choices to move on, and then move on. But over the years, what I've found are two things. unbeknownst to most people, they stay stuck in the paradigm of trauma because really what they want is for the person that caused them trauma to pay, and pay dearly. That's number one. Number two, depending on how much trauma or what trauma, you never believe that you'll ever be able to experience the world in a joyous, magical way again. And that is not true. Now, at the end of Lord of the Rings, Frodo gets on a boat because he's just seen too much and done too much and whatever. And he's got to go off to wherever it is they go to on that boat because he just can't live regular life and find joy in it anymore. But that's Frodo. He's a hobbit. Humans are made of sterner stuff, right? Nothing against you, Elijah Wood, but, you know, listen. So I would have to tell you that I would work with parrot energy, macaw energy, anything bright, colorful, rainbowish. And I would first work on being able to see the magic, the joy, and know, not even just know, but commit to, I'm going to have joy in this life, dang it. And I don't care what it is every day. I don't care if it's a spoonful of peanut butter. I don't care what it is, but every day you've got to do something for 2 minutes and find the joy in it. And every day it will get easier. Every day it will get easier. And that's how you rewire your brain, in that way. It's a metaphysical way. I'm not dispensing medical advice. Okay, there we go. All right, I hope that's helpful. I miss my mama raccoon. All right, holy cow. Okay, y'all, I am really trying to keep up with these. Holy cow, I also have to leave in literally 2 minutes. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to pull one card for everybody. Y'all, I got to go. I would stay, but I have got I've got a doctor's appointment. And for those of you guys that are on Twitch, you crack me up. You really do. You really do. You Twitchers. You guys are hilarious. One day, I'm going to let loose with the comedian that I used to be when I was young and had no filter. And I'm a triple Scorpio. I'll stray away from the language. But fireworks will roll. It'll be fun. I'll have like 9 coffees before I get on camera that day. I'll alert everybody. Okay, this is insanity. I pulled one card. I asked the animal allies, what is the one animal that's going to help everyone the best, or the one card? It's the Raven, the Magician. Now, what was I just talking about with Sheila Ashford? I know her as hey Amy, I know her as Restless Mermaid. Y'all, we were just talking about finding the magic. So here's what I'm going to say again. Raven energy is no joke. It's not. These birds, please read up about ravens. Their reasoning skills, their intelligence, their humor, they're no joke. And if you look at the Raven if you look at the Magician in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, it is the magic card. It is the card where, you know, that's the reason that this Raven wanted to be the Magician. It's got that same kind of slant that the Magician does, where it's holding this up to the heavens and there's one finger pointing down, and that's like the lightning rod to draw down the heaven, draw down the power and the love and the everything, the messages from the heavens. Y'all, please, I am begging you, please, I'm begging you, whatever this is that you want to heal, whatever this is that's on your mind, you've got to know that you are the magic. You are the Magician. It's you. It's all you. You've got this. You totally do. But not until you start telling yourself this. Not until you start seeing it for what it is. Because let me tell you something. At least, I mean, you may be laying in bed like, oh my God, I just don't know if I can get up. You may be in bed watching this live and being like, I just don't know how I can get through another day. And I have a person that is watching right now who lost a child recently. And if they can get up and out of bed, so can you. If they can get out of bed, so can you. My friend Sue that just lost her husband last week, if she can get out of bed, So can you. Now, there's not a contest. Somebody's pain is not bigger or worse or more traumatic than another person's pain. But you've got the reserves. You are not of this world. You are not of this world. Even you, cheesy nachos, and you, willy boobies, you jokers are not of this world. You're some weird off-world planet where people have like 10 eyes and yeah, you guys are from there, but you're not of this world. Okay, so I love you all very, very, very much. I really wish I could have gotten to more people today. Yes, I do. I do. But if you've been here in this little C, big C, if you are here, I promise you, something you heard today will suit you, will be about you. So there you go. All right. I love you all. Do good things for animals, including yourself. Stay wild, and I will see y'all on Friday.